Let's be honest, if you've ever wanted to do anything or if you've ever wanted to try anything, then you definitely know the feeling of self-doubt. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, because I feel like that is something that a lot of us deal with. We don't necessarily always show it to other people or tell other people about it, but like within ourselves, we all kind of experience self-doubt at some point in our lives. And it's not always because we're trying something new or something that is unfamiliar to us, to be fair. Sometimes it's literally something that we've always done, something that we've consistently done right. But then we get in these periods where we get hit with this wave of self-doubt. And even though we've done that thing so many times, we still kind of doubt our ability to do it, which a lot of the time can actually be the reason why we actually fail or we don't get what we want. But yeah, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is Santo's World. And if you're a regular viewer and it's not your first time here, then also thank you very much for tuning in on a weekly basis and listening to me talk. You have no idea how much that means to me. And also for those of you who are always in the comments and always have something to share, that doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you so much for engaging with the content. As I've said in my previous videos, it does help me quite a lot when other people share their stories, and it helps other people who are reading through the comments as well. So if you do have something to share, feel free and don't be shy. One thing I've noticed about self-doubt is that it kind of always shows up the moment you're about to do something, not whilst you're doing it. It shows up in the days leading up to it or right before you're about to do it. And it's funny because one thing I've noticed about myself is that once I actually start doing something or I start making progress on it, there's no such thing as self-doubt or anything like that. I'm just sort of moving forwards and I've got momentum. There's nothing really that makes me doubt myself. It's only when I sort of haven't started yet and I'm thinking of starting, or the day before I start, is when, you know, those thoughts come in and you think, rah, like, am I gonna be good at this, or am I gonna do it well, type of thing. And obviously the nerves kick in. And a lot of the time what it taught me was that if I had listened to those nerves, if I had listened to that self-doubt and not gone forward with that thing that I wanted to do, I would have never actually learned what I'm capable of. Because that's the thing with self-doubt, it's not always sort of related to your capabilities. You're not doubting yourself because you're not good enough or because you haven't worked on something enough. Sometimes you've literally done all the work that you need to do, all the practice, all the tools, but self-doubt still creeps in. It's almost like a false trap that's making you believe that you can't do something, even though you've got all the capabilities and all the tools in the world to do that thing. And you don't find out until you actually go through with it and you actually make a start. That's when you know whether you're actually good at it or not. And I feel like for me, life has been about continuously doing things regardless of that self-doubt, regardless of that fear of failure. I feel like I've gotten to a stage where I feel like it's normal for it to be there. It's normal for me to feel a little bit of doubt, some nerves, and I almost kind of expect them to come. And as a result, I'm never in a position where that fear of failure or that fear of self-doubt can actually put a stop to what I'm doing or can actually make me not go ahead with something. I feel like it's something that a lot of us feel, but that we kind of have to push through and still make an attempt. And I think that's very important if you want to live a fulfilled life and if you want to live a life without regrets. Not letting your fears, not letting your doubts actually stop you from doing what you want to do. I think that's the quickest way to get yourself in a position where you're looking back and you're thinking, rah, I wish I did this, or I wish I did that, or I wonder what could have happened if I did go ahead with it. Because yeah, it's going to be real hard to live a life that feels fulfilled without going through those uncomfortable phases, without going through that uncomfortable feeling of doing something despite your fear of failing, despite all that self-doubt that you've got. And I wish I could say that it gets to a certain point where it's very easy and you don't feel that self-doubt anymore, you don't feel that fear of failure anymore. But for me anyways, that hasn't been the case. Even though I have countless of times chosen the uncomfortable path, it's still an uncomfortable feeling every single time. But what I can say is that my mindset has changed in terms of the fact that I don't even consider the possibility of not doing it because of that self-doubt, because of that fear of failure. I know it's there I know it's uncomfortable, but it never actually makes me think to myself, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, because I know all those thoughts that I have in my head aren't necessarily true, and the only way for me to find out if they are true is to obviously actually get in the middle of it, make a start, and the only way for me to know for sure is to actually attempt to do something.